be featuring new up-and-coming writer Logan Earn on his new book, Eat, Pray, Learn.
It's a very interesting new book. Logan actually documented some of the footage and some of the experiences he went through in order to write this book. So we're going to talk to him and actually take a look at some of those clips later on in the show. But right now I'd like to bring out Logan. So come on out.
Logan! It's not the typical type of journey you see when someone goes through writing a novel.
No.
So when we come back, we're going to go to commercial, but when we come back, we're going to be talking to Logan, get to know him a little better, and then he's going to take us through his journey using the video footage he captured writing this
Das hier ist mein Sektor. Das hier ist das wichtigste Gerät des Küstenwächters. Das Gerät und das Gerät. Überlebensradar.
Mayday, mayday. Hello, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you... Over. We are sinking. We are sinking.
Hello? This is the German Coast Guard.
We are sinking. We're sinking.
What are you thinking about?
Welcome back to the show. Alright, so Logan, why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Moncton, New Brunswick. And I've actually been writing pretty much my entire life ever since I was young.
Oh wow, that's great. Yeah. So what inspired you to write about learning specifically?
Well, I started out writing children's stories, and I was just very interested in learning about, or experiencing how these children develop and actually learn themselves. And I figured, well, how do they do that? And the best way to learn is to learn about learning, I figured, you know?
Yeah, that's great. So I guess it shows like in situations how like in school they do their individual work and then they all get together
exactly.
and kind of discuss
and how like they worked on their own, how they worked together, how they develop to become, you know.
Okay, so this basically stemmed from your experiences in school as a young
Exactly.
child.
When I was younger, writing stories in the classroom for school itself, and then just kind of inspired from it.
Oh, that's great. So I have to ask about this mug. I noticed you always have it with you, and it seems to have a little saying on it. Did you want to explain that?
Sure. This is actually the theme mug that comes with my book. It's actually meant for Christmas. That's why I decided to come up with it around this time.
Okay.
But it basically just says dance, love, sing, and learn. And I just feel that's an important motto for my book itself and for everyone to be experiencing life and actually learning how to learn and experiencing learning itself. And this mug helps me. Happy people.
That's great. And you know what? For everyone in the audience today, you'll be receiving a free mug along with the not yet released book that he's going to be having out this Friday.
That's great. So Logan, what's the first kind of experience you had, or the first thing you want to take us through from the footage you compiled for writing this book?
Okay. Well, first thing I did was learning to drive a standard vehicle.
Okay.
I figured, you know, everyone in their adolescence goes through the process of learning how to drive. And, well, I'm 22, so I already know how to drive, but I've never driven a standard before, so I figured the best way to start this process of compiling the evidence for this book was to learn how to drive standard. So what I did was, I didn't have any instruction. I basically went to start learning how to drive on my own ability to see if I can do it.
That sounds like it could be pretty interesting. I believe we have a clip of that, actually, if you'd like to show that right now.
Yeah, why don't we take a break and...
Logan Earn here. I'm learning how to drive standard, but first I'm going to do it by myself. I just don't understand why there's 3 pedals. I know one's a clutch. Let's try this. Here we go. It's not going well. Let's try it again. Alright, maybe 1. Alright, seatbelt on for safety.
I'm feeling like a star, you can't stop my shine. I'm floating cloud nine, my head's in the sky. I'm solo, I'm riding solo, I'm riding solo, I'm riding solo, solo. Yeah, I'm feeling good tonight. Finally doing me and it feels so right. Oh, time to do the things I like. Going to the club, everything's alright. Oh, no one to answer to, no one is gonna argue. No, and since I got that hold off me, I'm living life now that I'm free. Yeah.
So I couldn't really get the car moving. Maybe I should take some lessons. Hey, Logan Ern here. I'm going to have a tutorial with Trevor Each, my instructor. He's going to teach me how to drive standard.
Alright, Logan, so what were you having troubles with the first time?
Driving.
Driving, okay. So what I want you to do is to press the clutch. Perfect. Now start the car. Excellent. Now we're going to take off the parking brake. Now we're going to make sure this is in first gear. So it looks like it is. So, let's try it again. Let's just try and see what you do the first time.
Okay.
Okay. It's a good start. Let's start the car again. Clutch in. Excellent. So now the idea is we have to have a bit of gas going in order before you release the clutch to get it to stick.
Okay.
So you can start moving. There you go.
Oh, that's very
There you go.
Well done.
Alright, so we're going to shift it into second, clutch in, down to second, back on the gas, clutch out, there we go.
This is great. Now I can drive standard.
Let's see how Logan does.
I'm putting on my shades to cover up my eyes. I'm jumping in my ride, I'm heading out tonight. I'm solo, I'm riding solo, I'm riding solo, I'm riding solo, solo. I'm feeling like a star, you can't stop.
Wow, so Logan, it looks like you had a little bit of trouble there at the start.
Unfortunately, yes.
So what was going on there? What was happening?
Well, like I said, this was the very first time I ever learned how to drive, or attempted to drive a standard vehicle, and unfortunately I couldn't get the vehicle started.
Yeah, it sounded like there was a bit of a problem there getting it going.
Yes, there was quite the challenge. I was just thrown off by 3 pedals in front of me and this gear thing, and I was very frustrating when you've never done it before. And basically I thought the first gear was in park, and then gear 2 was to go, and gear 3 was to increase speed. You know?
So I guess as you started to figure out maybe that wasn't quite the case, what sort of things are going through your head?
Well, I was just basically, because I was learning on my own. I was felt overwhelmed. Like I was very frustrated because there was no one to guide me, to point me in the right direction, and it was basically just a frustrating experience.
I guess it was hard. You couldn't get any feedback on what you were doing. There was no one to kind of, even if no one else knew, there's no one else to give you new ideas of what you could try to get the car actually rolling and out of that park position.
Exactly. And so what I was trying to demonstrate with that clip in my book as well is that individual level learning, when you're completely on your own, with basically have no idea what you're doing, with no guidance, no instructions, no one to help you, it's a frustrating experience, and learning kind of gets untenable because you're too overwhelmed. You can't even focus on the actual learning. But having someone, as you saw with the clip, someone instructing me, being there to help me, to guide me, to show me what to do, learning was a lot easier. I wasn't as frustrated, and as you could see, the car actually started to roll.
That's right. And I guess that encouragement makes a huge difference as well.
Exactly.
Someone can tell
Encouragement, you feel good about yourself. That's how people learn, you know, the encouragement, the guidance, the feedback. And as you can tell in the book, that it kind of explains that the feedback is very important for the learning process.
Oh, that's great. That was actually a great clip to watch. And from my understanding, you have more than one, don't you?
Yes, actually there was 2 more experiments that I went through to develop this book and this whole process, and the next 2 clips you'll see my 2 colleagues that helped me out, and it was fun. It was a good experience.
Now, Logan, I heard something about baking. Something you decided you wanted to learn to
Yes,
bake. Is that correct?
That is correct. I am not the baker whatsoever, and so we decided to basically attempt to bake again from scratch. No instructions to see what the final outcome would be. We tried to bake cookies, and as you could see from the book, from the clip, it's not going to work out very well.
Alright, well then why don't we turn to the clip right now and see what they came up with.
Well, good morning. Logan Ern here for my cooking segment for my upcoming book, Eat, Pray, Learn. Today I'm so excited. I'm going to be learning how to bake, and I'm joined here by my colleagues, Trevor Each, welcome Trevor, and Lindsay Eater.
Okay.
Should put this away.
Alright, so first we need to get some ingredients to get started here. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of that.
Probably.
So,
So I guess we're...